All right, hello, welcome to the maintenance part of the snowblower. Basically the Powerclear 518ZE/ZR clone, and it's very practically the same snowblower. There's not too much different about it, besides this one's awfully dirty, but besides the point. It has a different spark plug, a different exhaust mount, which is very minor, and I don't know what other internals. But the number one stupid decision they made was usually the oil drain plug would be right around here. On the Powerclear, the clone of this, the clone of that one, it's right here, actually accessible, and it works. But this one said, nah, we don't need that. Who needs that? Like, this isn't the bolt, this is the little, you know, the newfangled thing. And here's your oil. So obviously you don't want to check your oil in this position. You want to check it when it's flat. But yep, when it's flat to the ground, you want to check the oil. But if you do this, yep, clearly that oil is a-okay. Obviously you're going to want to wipe it. You want to wipe it first and check it, re-stick it in. But yeah, we already know this oil. I changed it recently, but since it had chocolate milk, which you don't want in the engine, but it had chocolate milk before, so we're just going to clear it out anyways. And the oil we're using is Honda 10W30. This engine specifies 5W30, but since there's colder weather up north, I don't mind using 10W30. I don't feel bad about it. So the little drain bolt is right there for whatever reason. You know, I don't know why they put things where they put things, but I got a new proprietary technology as our oil pan here. So it's gonna be, so this is a 10mm bolt, or at least I believe it's a 10mm bolt. Let me check. Yes, that is a 10mm bolt. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna crack it, then I'll put the oil pan underneath. Oh. Yeah, this snowblower leaks a little bit of oil. Oh. There we go. Since it's upside down, you gotta turn it the other way. But since it's cracked, oops, you're crooking. Move you over there. And since we're cracked, gonna just turn it a little bit. Turn, 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 turn. Yep. Now that oil is kind of chocolate milk, which is, it's not great. I just kind of poured the bottle in there. Another way you can drain this, but you really shouldn't drain it, is taking that oil plug out to check the oil and just taking the motor and just flipping it upside down. That's what I did because I couldn't find the drain bolt. Now this is bad oil right here. This is fresh oil mixed with chocolate milk practically. Not quite chocolate milk, I'd say more watered down milk since it was fresh oil, but this is kind of disgusting. That's not what you want in your snowblower. And what I would recommend is changing your oil after every season to just keep your snowblower fresh and working. That's the best idea. And in this video I'll also demonstrate on how to store your snowblower for the end of the season. That way you don't gunk up the carburetor. But here we go. That seems about done. There's still a little oil leaking out, but that's okay. Actually, take this oil out of here and pour it in another jug to protect the environment, obviously. And come on. There. Oh. Yeah, this cap is in the worst spot you could probably have an oil cap. You're going to want to put a little bit of oil on your bolt, which, I mean, it's leaking out onto my hands, which, that's okay. Hello? Hello? We going in? There we go. Lefty loosey, or lefty tighty, righty lefty. Lefty? Righty loosey. So I'm not going to torque it to spec. There's really no reason to torque the oil drain plug. to spec, because it just doesn't make sense on a small engine like this, because you want to be able to get it off when you're in a hurry. There we go. Yep. That might have been a little too much, but there we go. So now we're gonna flip this bad boy over. In a quart, actually, what we could do is this. And all right, little newfangled cut right there. So we're gonna use Honda 10W30, and this is 1 quart of oil, and this takes 12 fluid ounces. So about half this bottle, or is that right? Looking at the newfangled sticker, yes, 12 ounces. Oh, I can't get it off. Hands are lubricated. Well, gotta go find a shop towel. Oh. All right, I tried finding a funnel, but we don't really have one around here. At least I could find. But I'm sure I'll find it after I'm done recording the video. So I'm gonna tilt it up a little bit so it's a little bit more even. I'm gonna start pouring in. So I'm gonna pour about half this bottle in. It's probably a little much for it, but you know, a little extra oil in a leaky engine, I think will be okay. So poured a little bit in. We're gonna check here. Yep, and that's about half the bottle. That was quick. All right, so after Rambo interruption, so we're gonna turn this cap on. We're gonna turn her over. So usually I'll let the oil sit for a minute, but I'm too lazy for that and don't have enough patience. So we're just gonna let her rip. Oh yeah, sounds a lot better. Alright, so the GoPro did die during when I was starting it up, but just in case, what happened was, so after we put the cap on, tighten that, I turned it over. Usually you want to wait about a minute or so to let it settle, but didn't have enough patience and we just let her rip. Yeah, she sounds a lot better. All right, so that's all settled. So there we go. It sounds a lot better and sounds a lot healthier, because what was at the bottom of there was diluted chocolate milk, which was fresh oil mixed with old oil. So it's probably a good thing to get that chocolate milk out of there. And the next thing is proper maintenance for the end of season. What I basically do, it's the easiest, is to just empty out the gasoline, just let it burn till it can't burn no more, to where the engine dies. Then you're going to want to start it a few times. I'm not going to demonstrate it because I'm too lazy to, but basically you're going to want to do, just let it to where it drains out all the gas in the carburetor. Because if it's the number one thing that stops a small engine from running, or carburetor cars, is the carburetor. Because it's small little jets inside there that get clogged up, especially in small engines. And since, you know, there's ethanol, it's just obviously going to degrade over time and kill your engine. Well, not kill it, but stop it from running. The maintenance trick is for something like that, not really a trick per se, but like not even a just in case. But if you have a no-start engine, checking the spark plug, usually 9 out of 10 spark plugs are going to work. But to do that, you can take the spark plug out, keep it in the little boot right here, and tap it against some metal and crank it and see if it has spark. I'm not going to demonstrate that because that's pretty advanced, and this video is more meant for like beginners like my mother. But thanks for watching. This has been Snowblower Tutorials. Yeah, I know how to English. Thank you. Bye-bye.